Good morning, class. Stand up. Sit down, please. Okay, dear students, welcome again to Mali Radio and Television Station. Today, we'll have a new topic, a country life. Okay, what is a country? What is a country? Can you give some examples of country? Okay. When I ask you the question, what's the country? Some will tell me. For instance, Mali is a country. Mali is a country. Mali is my country. Okay. Ivory Coast, la Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire is a country. Guinea, la Guinée is a country. Ghana also is a country. Liberia also is a country. But in our context, what does country mean? In our context, what does a country mean? A country can be a part of land around a city or a town. Okay? It's a part of land around a city or a town. It's a rural area. A rural area in zone rural. Okay? All right. So I'll give you an example of country. Senankoroba is a country. Senankoroba is a rural area. Senankoroba is a rural area. Okay. There are many villages in Senankoroba. You have Turela, you have Molobala, and you have Kabe. In Senankoroba, there are villages in Senankoroba. So, people settle there to plow the land, okay? To grow millet, to grow rice. Bagineda also is a country. Bagineda is a country. It consists of many villages, such as Kobalakura, and Konyini and Konyimba. Okay, all these are villages in Bagineda. All these are rural areas. Okay? So, the country life. Some people like country life, but others like life in the city. Okay, what makes the city pleasant for some people? Because in the city or in a town, there are many facilities. You have buildings, you have motorways, big motorways, you have big bridges like Fad Bridge. The Fad Bridge, you have the Martyrs Bridge, Le Pont des Martyrs, the Martyrs Bridge. You have the third bridge near Musabugu, the third bridge. The third bridge has been built since 2010. Okay? This is the date the third bridge had been built. Okay? All right. So you have also big universities. You have universities, you have museums, you have stadiums, you have big hospitals, and so on. On the other hand, these things that don't exist in the country. Okay? There we can see farms, fields, woods, and fresh air and microclimate. Okay? So these things make the country life pleasant for some people. You can notice that our VIPs go to the country on weekends just to breathe fresh air. Okay? Now, at the end of this lesson, learners should be able to make the difference between the country life and the life in the city, and to use phrases, words and phrases in meaningful sentences. Okay? All right. Here is our text. I'll read it once or twice, and you have to open your ears wide to understand it. Okay? So try to be very careful. Sikiru visits his village. A few weeks later, Sikiru borrowed a car and went to Ogebadan. He didn't go by himself, so Bola went with him. Just outside the village, they saw the Ifa priest's house. Sikiru and Bola went inside to ask him some questions. It was dark inside. They both sat down. The Ifa priest spread some powder on his board, picked up his 2 strings of kola nuts, and threw them on the floor. He did this several times, and then he made marks in the powder. Then he spoke to Sikiru. Okay? Now, vocabulary. To borrow. Class, you repeat after me. Open your ears and listen very carefully to the word. To borrow. To borrow. To borrow. Okay? To borrow means to take and use something that belongs to somebody else and returning to them at a later time. Okay. Well, you haven't got a car. Okay, Musa has a car. So you go to Musa and ask him for his car. You ask Musa for his car. Okay? Or you are poor. You are very poor. You have no money. So you go to someone who is very rich, who is richer than you, to borrow some money from him. You go to him, you ask for money. Okay? So you borrow some money from him. You need, for instance, 1,000 francs. So you have to use it immediately, and you go to Musa and ask him for the money in question. Okay? So you can say, Musa, can you borrow me 1,000 francs for tomorrow morning? All right. And Musa also will lend you. Musa will lend you. To borrow, emprunter. And when you go to Musa to borrow some money from him, so Musa will take out and Musa will lend you the money. Okay? Musa will lend you the money. You borrow and Musa also will lend you. Okay? So, to borrow, emprunter, and to lend, prêter. Musa te prête de l'argent et tu vas demander de l'argent, tu vas emprunter l'argent auprès de Musa. Donc, Musa te prête l'argent. Donc, to borrow, you receive, but it is to be returned at a later time. Okay? Musa will lend you. Okay? To borrow, you receive, and Musa will lend you. Okay? All right. So, to borrow, example, can I borrow your bike? You have no bike. So, Musa has got a bike. So, you go to Musa and you ask him for his bike. And Musa will lend you the bike. Okay? So, you borrow. And Musa will lend you. Okay? Now to lend. To give something to somebody, but they will have to return it to you after use. Okay? It's the same. Borrow, emprunter, to lend, prêter. Do you understand? Okay, to lend, okay? Prêter, to borrow means emprunter. Okay. People go to the bank to borrow money, and the bank will lend them money. Okay? All right. A bumpy road is a bad road. The road which is not tarred en route accidenté. A bumpy road. Bumpy. Class repeat. Bumpy. A bumpy road. A bumpy road is a bad road. A road in very bad condition. Okay? Right. We were very tired during our journey. The road was so bumpy. We were very tired during our journey. The road was so bumpy. So why you are tired? Because of the very bad condition of the road. Okay. So when the road is bad, well, when you travel on it, it will be, well, very tiresome. Okay? The journey will be very tiresome. Okay? All right. Next. A fortune teller. Okay, class, listen carefully. A fortune teller. Okay, a fortune teller is someone who can tell a person's fate or future, the good and bad things that may happen to a person, that may happen to a family, that may happen to a country. Okay? So, it's a person who has got a magic power. So, the Ifa priest is just like a fortune teller. Okay? As you can read in some passage, so he strings, he threw his 2 strings of kola nuts, well, and he spread powder, and he tried to draw something on it. These signs will tell him, well, something that he himself could interpret. But you and me, we cannot interpret anything in it. But the Ifa priest himself knows what these signs will tell. Okay? So, from these signs, the Ifa priest can tell you your future or your fate. Okay? It can tell you bad or good things that may happen to a person, to a family, or to a country. All right. Okay? The Ifa priest is a fortune teller. A fortune teller. Fortune teller. Un géomancien ou un prédicateur. Géomancien. Celui qui prédit. Someone who predicts. Okay? Is a fortune teller. A fortune teller. All right. Next. Grammar. The reflexive pronoun. In a big town, you listen, class. In a big town, like Lagos, nobody helps you if you have a problem. Everybody is too busy. Too busy. Do you know what it means? Too busy means I have a lot of work to do today. I'm very busy. I have a lot of work to do today. I am too busy. Okay? On Sunday, school girls are busy with cooking at home. They are busy at cooking. So, busy, what does it mean? To have a lot of work to do. To have a lot of work to do. When you have no spare time. When you have no leisure time. So, your timetable, well, is very heavy. So you cannot do anything else without your occupation. Okay? You have to do things yourself. If you say, please help me with this bag, people say, carry it yourself. Okay, so look at this table below. I represent myself. I built it myself. I built it myself. Je l'ai construit moi-même. I built it myself. You represent yourself. 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 You built it yourself. He or she, he represents himself. She represents herself. Herself. And we, plural now, represent ourselves. So you can see a little change about the spelling of ourselves. Ourselves. Self will become, in plural, selves. Ourselves. And you built it yourselves. Selves. They, themselves. Themselves. Okay? So this change, you will come across this change when you go down, when you come down to plural. We, you, and they. Okay? So be very careful about this in plural. All right. Now, NB, if you replace the reflexive pronoun by the reciprocal pronoun, each other, Someone else will tell you one another. But each other, between parentheses, there will be a change of meaning. Il y aura automatiquement un changement de sens. Quand je dis Ali and Bill blamed themselves for the accident. Ali and Bill blamed themselves for the accident. Ali et Bill se sont blâmés pour l'accident. L'accident, le tort, c'est eux-mêmes. Ils l'ont reconnu. Mais deuxième exemple, on dit Ali and Bill blamed each other. Ali accuse Bill, Bill accuse Ali. Donc, each other, ça c'est la réciprocité. La réciprocité. Donc, ils s'accusent mutuellement. L'un accuse l'autre, l'autre accuse l'un. Donc, ainsi de suite. Each other, each other, each other. When you see one another, do not be surprised. It's the same. Okay? So, first example, Ali and Bill blame themselves for the accident. No problem. The accident, well, is their fault. The two. But here, in the second case, the accident may be Ali's fault or may be Bill's fault. They are blaming each other. Okay? Right. Now, exercise. True and false statements. Put T for true answers and F for the false ones. 1. Sekiru went in his car. 2. Sekiru went by himself. 3. Sekiru and Bola went to Egibadan. 4. They saw the Ifa priest's house. B. Comprehension. Answer these questions based on the text. Did Sekiru go in his car? 2. Did Sekiru go alone? 3. What did Sekiru and Bola see? 4. What did the Ifa priest say to them? C. Translate into English. Translate into English. Fanta se mire dans l'eau. 1. Fanta se mire dans l'eau. 2. Je me défends. 3. Astou et Awa s'insultent. 4. Nous avons fait cet exercice nous-mêmes. 5. Conduis ta voiture toi-même. 6. Lis ce livre toi-même. Okay? This is the food you have to eat at home. Okay? So, try to use the weekend doing this exercise for the next time. So, cheerio class. See you next time.